Okay, Avery, who is next?
We're going to go back to Michael in New York. Michael.
Okay. Michael.
Hey, Big Steve, I think we got disconnected before. Sorry about that.
Okay, what's up?
My question is basically, was there any discussion about the band Kiss within the Grateful Dead universe, specifically Jerry? Because Ace Frehley claims he met Jerry at one point.
Well, you know, I don't want to blow holes in anybody's stories, but Jerry never mentioned bumping into them. It might have been somewhere where he was out or something and met him, but Kiss was something that was happening outside of our peripheral, you know. It was on the peripheral edge of our world, and we knew about them, but it was such a different concept, the way they did their shows with the makeup and all, that we respected them for it, and we knew they had a big following, and they still do, and they were good guys. As a matter of fact, I had some childhood connections with the band that I didn't even know about. We grew up in the same neighborhoods, but the thing is that Jerry never mentioned anything about Kiss either way, really. So I couldn't tell you if he. I don't think so. I think there was nothing.
A lot of Deadheads are also
There's a what?
Kiss fans. There's a lot of commingling between the two fan bases.
Yeah.
And Steve,
there sure is, and there should be.
My last question is, when are you going to be trying to break into the New York cannabis market, as we do cannabis consulting here in
All right, Tourhead Nordy here with you. Check this shit out. I put up that video of Kiss sound checking Uncle John's band a couple weeks ago, and interestingly enough, there's another Kiss connection. I was waiting in the green room, which is where you wait when you're calling into Big Steve, like it's just on hold basically today, and another guy before I was on asked about the connection between Ace Frehley from Kiss and Jerry, and if they had met. And Big Steve said he didn't know. But I do know, because I've read Ace's book and Big Steve's book, and both of these you should read because they're amazing books. But interestingly enough, they're both co-written by the same guy, Joe Layton. So, in Ace's book, he says that he was a young guy hanging out in August 26, 1971, and we are listening to the Truckin' from August 26, 1971 at Gaelic Park in New York, and it's an amazing version. And Ace Frehley from Kiss, way before Kiss, went to this show, got backstage, writes about it in his book. I'm going to read a little quick excerpt because it's fucking amazing. Alright, this particular show occurred on August 26, 1971. It was my first Dead show, and I certainly got into the spirit of things, drinking buckets and buckets of alcohol and smoking enough pot to qualify, at least for the day as a Deadhead. No acid, though. As I said, I left that to the pros. Somehow, yes, I ended up backstage. Again, as usual. There I was, hanging out with Jerry Garcia. I know you're probably thinking I'm stretching credibility at this point, but it all happened, seriously. I have no reason to make this shit up. This is Ace from Kiss. Like, you know, he's a huge rock star. He has a million stories. He didn't have to make it up. He was a kid, way before Kiss. He was just wasted and hanging out at the Dead show at Gaelic Park, which I think is fucking amazing. This is that connection. So, I don't remember the exact details of meeting with Jerry. He's like, Jerry was exactly as advertised, a laid-back hippie who seemed less like a rock star than a guy you'd see strumming his guitar outside a coffee shop or a subway station, case open, bumming for quarters. He was a god at the time, but you would never have known by watching him. Even on stage, he was content to just stand there and jam. His demeanor no different in front of 10,000 fans or 100,000 than it was when he played in the Bay Area coffee houses. You had to admire that about him. The guy was genuine. Now, Ace loved the Dead and loved Jerry and a million other musicians. He helped Hendrix load shit in one time. But here's how it ended. The weirdest thing about that day was not meeting with Jerry, however, but the way it came to a close. At some point during the evening, after many hours of drinking, I passed out. When I woke up, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I rolled over and looked across Gaelic Park lawn, which had been utterly crammed with people just a few hours before. Now, though, it was almost empty. And by almost, I mean I was the only person there. Not another one, just me. Adrift in a sea of empty cans and bottles and paper cups, an assortment of garbage that gave the place a post-hurricane feel. Where the fuck did everyone go? So yeah, Ace met the Dead. He met Jerry. He saw this show. And then he passed out through it and woke up and he was the only guy in Gaelic Park in 1972. Pretty amazing story. I wanted to share this with you guys. There is a connection between the Dead and Kiss. Alright, clear that up for everybody. Thanks for being around. Talk to you in a bit. Peace.